Hello and welcome back to art class. Today we're going to do kind of a fun project. It is going to take a little bit of time. You're going to probably want to do this in stages, and let me give you an idea of what it looks like. Before I do that, real quick, you're going to need 2 pieces of paper. You're going to want a pair of scissors, you're going to want a pencil, eraser might be handy, and you're going to want some glue. We will be making a fancy snowflake. Okay. So let's get started. All right, first off, you're going to want to set one of the pieces of papers off to the side, and use this one. We really need actually 2 squares, 2 square pieces of paper. So what I'm going to have you do is you're going to fold it over, like that. Trace the line, and you're going to cut on the line. Put your scrap over there. Good. You got one, and go ahead and do the other one so that you have 2 matching pieces of paper. Okay, now that you get your 2, just set one off to the side for a second. We'll focus on one. You're going to fold it in half like a book. Try to line up your edges as best you can. You're going to open it up, and you're going to fold it the other way. So you end up with 4 squares. Then I need you to, you can draw a line, but I need you to cut on the folds. Okay. You're only actually going to need 6 of this stack, so there will be 2 left over, but what's nice is they're there if something goes wrong. You can use them as replacement pieces. Next part is to fold your paper in half, but diagonal, so it becomes a triangle, and turn it this way so the open part is at the bottom. Then you're going to draw 4 or 5 lines that almost hit the fold, but not quite. And I use kind of my finger as my spacer, so that kind of gets you an idea of how many lines. So this one I have 4 lines, so 4 spaces. I have done one with 5, so it doesn't really matter. 4 or 5 will work. I'm going to fold all 6 of mine and get them laid out just like that. Next step, to get that done, you're just going to keep it folded, and you're going to cut on that line. Okay, next. We need to start gluing them. So what you do is you take one to start off with, and you're going to glue them like this. So you're going to put one piece and glue the end of it like this, so it has a circle. So let me be careful how much you use. Just a small dot that you spread out at the tip of the piece, and then you hold it together for about 10 seconds. All right, the trick is the next piece, the next one up, actually gets flipped over to the other side, and we'll glue that one. So it's going to be in every other side. Okay, now you get something that looks kind of like this. Okay. So you're gonna have, it's gonna be every other way. Okay, and then like this one gets bent to go the opposite direction. So it keeps that whole every other motion going. And you need to repeat that process for all 6 pieces. So there's one of them. Okay, once you have your 6 done, what I recommend you do is let them sit, maybe go to lunch, or do, give them about 15-20 minutes to dry and really stick. That way they don't want to come apart on you while you're working on the last step. The last step doesn't really take too long. This is the part that takes the most. So, all right, I'll go back. Now that they've dried a little bit. All right, now that they've dried a bit, we're gonna go ahead and glue them together. It's best to separate them into 2 groups, kind of like what I have here. And notice I have them all facing the same way. So the bottom loop is all on the left. It doesn't matter if it's all on the right or on the left. It's a little bit easier to deal with because that way they match up. So what we're going to do is you're going to be gluing the ends together like this. Okay? That's the only spot that gets glued. Again, put a dot. Spread it out. Hold it together for about 10-15 seconds, especially since this is a bigger piece. Then I'm going to do my next one. So the same thing, right there. Okay, now that we have the pieces, 3 on top, turn this around, 3 on the bottom, and then you're just going to glue them together. There you go. You can, after it's dried a little bit, you can adjust the placement of your pieces just a little bit. Some people tie these up, some people staple them or glue them to a background paper. I just need to see a snapshot of this all put together. Okay. So it's going to take a little bit of time. My suggestion is that you rewind and fast forward to the spots that you need, that you see everything that you need to see. All right? And I will see you in a couple weeks.